Hello guys. Welcome to your very second tutorial on how to build a website completely from scratch. In the previous video, if you haven't watched, please go watch. I explained what we are going to do and the project that we're going to build, and also how we're going to build it. That we're not going to use any content management system, that we're going to write every code one by one, just as how programmers do websites. Okay, so you know that we're going to create a quiz-taking website which will help teachers in schools take quizzes, and the students will sign in and answer quizzes all digitally at their own pace and all that. Okay, so let's get started with this video. If you haven't clicked on my on the subscribe button, please do so, because anytime I upload a new video, you'll get it if you are subscribed. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to set up a server. Now, you might be blank on what a server is. If you are not, that is great. But then, if you're blank on what a server is, imagine building a house. When you think about building a house, what comes to your mind first? The land. Good. Where are you going to build your house? Which land will be good for the type of house you want to build, for the number of stories you want to build, for the size you want to build. Okay, so that is the same way we are going to build not a house but a website. So we need our land, and that land is called a server. You don't start building houses in the air. You get a land, you pay for a land, or maybe if you have your own free land somewhere else, you can just build a house. Even children had their own lands in their homes and they started building Lego houses and all that. But then we need to get a server, because that is what will give us the platform for our website to run. Okay, so now you understand how a server is contextually. Okay, so now how do we go about this? So the first thing is we need to go to this website, ampps.com/download. So go to ampps.com/download, and let me explain this too. So as I explained, that a server is like a land which you're going to build your website on. Okay, so you have many options, you have many lands, you have even the sea. If you can build on it, fine. But then you always want to choose the best, okay, and the least expensive, and also you consider some other factors. Okay, so in this tutorial series, all the things you're going to do, all the programming you're going to do is going to be offline, so that everybody will be at an advantage. You can work at your own pace, and because it's in build, you can actually prevent anyone from accessing it, because it's on your local machine and it's offline. So we need a local server. That means a server which will run offline. Now, there are many options in getting a local server. I've explained what a server is. If you want to know the definition, you can also Google it. What is a server? They'll tell you that in computing, a server is a computer program or a device that provides functionality for other programs or devices called clients. So even um, this definition expresses it in the technical words. So it says it's a computer program that provides functionality for other computer programs called clients. So when you look at this way, we are the clients and we are building our computer program, and this program is a website. So we need another computer program which will run our program for us, and those programs are called servers. So they are actual people who own lands on the internet. They own lands. They own lands on the internet, where if you want to build your own house on the internet, you come there and you pay for them to give you a portion. You can also go to discover your own land and start building on your own, just like how big companies do it. Google, they have their own servers, and all those companies, they have their own servers. They've found their own lands and started their own projects. But then we have to get a land, because we won't go into building a server. That is not what we're going to do. We are going to build this dope website, and we are going to do it in a very short amount of time, and you're going to learn everything you need to know from it. So, not to bore you with long talks, let's download it. Now, this AMPPS, okay, there are other alternatives. You can use, can download WAMP, WAMP, if you are using Windows, or you can download MAMP. But then I prefer AMPPS because of some reasons. Okay, so, and also AMPPS run the same way on Windows and on Mac. So you can just click on download on Windows. Don't download this one. Yes, or this for the Mac. I've already downloaded my AMPPS and I can find it in my Finder in the Mac. I'm sorry, my Windows guys. Although installing AMPPS is just like um, installing, I don't know what example to give, but then it's just like installing any other software on your Windows. So it's, you just follow agree, then you install. Okay, so in Mac you find the download, it's in the downloads, and you install, and you find it in your applications like this. So once you download this AMPPS and you install it on your Windows, you find the icon maybe on the start or somewhere else. That is it. Okay, we are not going to go through installing AMPPS because it's not something which requires attention. Okay, so now you've installed it. What next? We now have to move to step 3, which is create a domain. So this also, I also have to explain what this means. Okay, but before I explain what this means, let's open our AMPPS server. So if you've installed the AMPPS, just open the AMPPS server. You won't see stopped, but then you might see running. It will be indicated as green, so that means that it's running. Although I don't know why stopped, it still works though. So when you see this pop-up window, click on this thing. It's called localhost. When you click on it, it will open localhost in your default browser. You can also type localhost /AMPPS. All right. So you see this beautiful AMPPS homepage. Now, we're going to move to the third step, which is create a domain. So let me explain what a domain is. Before I explain what a domain is, don't really get frustrated by all these things, because I'm blank just as you are what all these things are for, because you're not really going to use all of them. Don't really bother about it. You're just going to use some few things in it. So if, okay, yeah, and also if you install AMPPS and it pops up that it requires you to set a password on all that, you can set a password or you can just skip it, and it will bring you to this page. So if you don't see this page, it's not an error. You just have to skip the password page. That mostly is found on Windows PCs and maybe Mac PCs, but then you might find it out yourself. And if you have any problem installing AMPPS, please type it in the comments below, and I'll give you links and I'll give you help personally on how to install it and how to get this page. So once you're on this page, we are good to go. On Windows and on Mac, it's the same thing. Okay, so what is a domain? Now we have to create a domain. What at all is a domain? We are in our building phase. We've got our land, AMPPS. We have the idea to build this website. That means we have this great vision, great dream. We have our land. Okay, so a domain is the address for your website. A domain is the address for your website. So if you have your land, we should know where the land can be found. Okay, every domain name is unique. That means that no two websites can have the same domain name. It's just like a land. No two houses can be on the same area. That means no two houses can be stacked on each other and have the same address. No. That is the same way domain names work. So if you have your land, you must specify to the government that, okay, I have my land and it is at this address. So now we have our land, which is our server. We have to get our address, which is the domain name, which we'll use to access and the house. So whenever that address is mentioned, our house comes to mind, and our house can be easily found because of that address, like a mail address and all that. So that is called a domain name. So we're going to create a new domain. You just go to add domain. So link is localhost/ampps. If you can't find it, you can go back and see where to find it. Okay, so you just click on add domain. All right, and for Mac users, and no, for Windows users, I think under the add an entry to host file, you see a red error. Okay, you ignore it. It won't really count in what we're going to do. Don't worry, don't edit anything here. This is the domain. So we're going to create a domain name. So your domain name should be related to your website. That means your address should be related to where you stay. So the website that we're going to build is a quiz taking website. So you can just pop up any name in your head and just type it down. But this is what my name is going to be. You can change it. Okay, so throughout the course of this tutorial, let me disclaim this. Throughout the course of this tutorial, I'm going to give my own preferences and my own names. You can use them, but then if I indicate that it's from my own, like I create them from my own mind, that means that you can change it to suit what you want. So the name of my test creating website will be pagetest.com, or no, let me use a school. I formed this school in my head some time ago. Okay, this is invent school test. No, test. What am I? Invent school tests.com. No, .dev. .dev just stands for in development. Okay, so what is .dev? What is .com? What is .edu? What is .to? What is .co? What is all those dots? What are they? What do they stand for? Those things after the dot are called domain extensions. Okay, so domain extensions um, is the top level part of the domain name, and also this specifies what type of domain name it is. That is why I said dot dev means is in development. Dot development. When we are done and we want to put it online, we can make it dot edu to stand for educational, or dot com if it's a company that I want to make from this. So once you're done with your domain name, you can just click on add domain. So let me type in the password 062bx441. All right. So done. You get this check mark. So up to this point, if you are not able to keep up, please send a comment and I'll read it up and give you a response. Okay. So what next after we create our domain? Now we have to find our domain. But then this is all I wanted to capture on in this tutorial. So in the next tutorial, we're going to find our domain and start writing something. Or probably we will find a text editor. I'm going to explain all those other things. So what you've learned in this video is what a server is, why you need a server, what types of servers, why you can find a server, and also what a domain name is and why you need it to do your website and why we're using it in this website, and also why we chose AMPPS. Okay, so if you haven't hit on the subscribe button, please subscribe, and you can share this if you want, or you can keep it. Well, so but the most important thing is please subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out on any other video that I'm going to upload. When I upload a video and you are subscribed, you just get a notification on your phone or in your email that I have uploaded this video, and you just quickly get access to it, because in the next few days I'm going to upload a lot of videos and you don't want to miss them. Okay.